Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Worldology, and I'm going to talk to y'all about movement is probably back in Battlefield, and it's coming in a little different. So why have you said that, Worldology? You know why I said that? According to these new leaks that came out from the new playtest that everybody, whoever got invited, congratulations to y'all. Did y'all have fun? Was it fun? I know it was pretty fun because, we're waiting for it, right? So, other than that, these new leaks are very interesting. And I'm just going to say one leak because obviously there's going to be multiple crazy looking leaks that, have to be talked about. But this one leak is sliding while shooting. Shooting while sliding, actually. Shooting while sliding. Looking at the video, I was like, shooting while sliding? How is that even possible? And like, we only see people like in the airsoft community do that type of stuff, right? We never seen people with real life guns do it. Well, enough of that type of chit chat because it's just a video game, and why not have a little fun in a game? So we're going to talk about you know if this type of movement is good for Battlefield. I've seen some people say it was unhealthy. Seen some people said it looked cool. Um, it could be something different. See, I'm with kind of all of those. But my main thing is that I think it should be in the game just to see if the movement is actually right. Because no game have ever, I'm not going to say ever, but in a triple A sense where everybody actually like seen it in real time and so surprised at it. Well, I am because I never seen nothing like it. But I'm not going to advocate for everybody else saying like they never seen nothing like that. But shooting while sliding, I've never seen that type of mechanic or movement in the game. I've never seen that. And seeing it, how it was implemented, oh yeah, that's very clean, very clean. So, my main problem with the slide, right, is because my last video, right, the previous video, is that we need spread into the game. The slide can be good if it had some type of spread, not too much spread where we can't even utilize, the slide, the shooting while sliding mechanic, right? But it still looks kind of OP. But they made it look like the movement was very slow and very worthwhile to be, countered against if you have, you know, if you are in the right position and you have some type of awareness to it. I don't think it would be pretty bad. Call of Duty have it. Yeah, I just thought of it because I was like, oh my goodness, I never even seen people use it in Call of Duty that much. But yes, Call of Duty do have, the sliding while shooting. But in Battlefield though, it looks like it's more tactical. It looks very tactical. It looks slow. It looks like you need to use it in a scenario where you actually need to use it, where there's a lot of people coming around the corner and you don't know how many people and you can magically get, 3 kills off a full hit fire off your magazine, out of your magazine. Who knows? But seeing how that was implemented and how it looked, it looks like movement can be very, very different. It's a lot of tactical movement that is in the next Battlefield. We also have shooting while diving or combat diving, not necessarily a big dolphin dive, but a combat dive, something that people would actually use. I'm not going to keep going on to that, is should this be utilized in real life and should that, because obviously every single game hasn't had any real life effect in, real life, right? That's why I'm saying that this type of movement should be in a game for a little bit just to see how everybody like it. I know damn well I want it in the game. I want it in the game. It looks so different because we Battlefield players, yes, it might be different for the Battlefield players. A little different cannot hurt though. I mean, we did have that different effect in uh the Portal. Yeah, the Portal. But other than that, you know, it's still a lot that can work with the movement. And I think they're going in the right direction right now. And if you do not like the movement, we kind of see what type of player you are. You know, you don't want the fast movement, the this and that. But I can advocate for people who say that the movement does look a little unhealthy and could be a little unhealthy, depending on how fast the game will be. If the game is as fast as Hardline with that slide mechanic, that shooting while slide mechanic, then yes, it could be a very very big problem. But BF4, type of movement. Even though Hardline and came after BF4, this game is beyond faster than BF4. So if BF4 was had the same movement speed as the new Battlefield with the slide mechanic, then yes, I think it should be stuck in the game for a little while. Especially if the gunplay has a little bit of I didn't get what I was saying about the optical movement, optic sway. Yay, clap it up. I remember. So optic sway. We do need some type of optic sway for the bloom. So everybody, I mean every single body can have a little bit of a feeling of how you can control your weapon in such scenarios like that. So for example, for casuals, if I get into a gunfight, right, and I want to utilize a slide, if I utilize a slide just like how you seen on the screen in the background in gameplay, I jump peeked him, or I jump shot at him. I will need to perfect that type of scenario of seeing how I can control my sight while I'm shooting that guy. So you don't have to complain like, oh man, that thing is so OP. No, because don't worry about me blowing myself up. Because no, you actually need some type of skill to control your optic and your gunplay and your spread and everything. Everything is mixed together into the gunplay. That's why we need everything to work. Because if one don't work, if we have laser beams, then nothing else can't work. Not even spread can work with laser beam aim with no optic sway or nothing. It's just nothing is going to work. We need everything to be in its way, in its form, like how the previous Battlefields was, because it doesn't matter. So that being said, is that this new movement is very different. I'm not going to say confusing. It is confusing that they added something like this into the game, into the Battlefield, for in a first ever franchise. The thing is that Battlefield 5 has this sliding while shooting, right? Literally have it right now, and for the game, like beyond its time that it was made to now, it been had it. But the thing that's different about this type of slide while shooting, right? Shooting while sliding, is that you can lean. So now we know that leaning is back into Battlefield. So leaning can be very good for Battlefield. Leaning was in BF5. So everybody advocating for BF5's movement to be back in Battlefield. I think we're getting sort of that similar effect into Battlefield, right? I know I like Battlefield 5's movement, but the gunplay wasn't it. So I do like these new movement mechanics coming into Battlefield. You can do a lot of techniques, scenarios that can happen. You can do a lot of stuff. And if you, like I said, practice your scenarios and what can generally happen in Battlefield, then yes, this movement can look really fun, even if it looks slow. Turn your FOV up, and you'll see how fast it can be. Yeah, yeah, get that illusion. Nothing wrong with a little illusion, right? Enough jokes aside, right? We, my final say, we are getting something different. We really had something different for the previous two Battlefields, BF1 and BF5, and they changed it. And then what happened? The game died. The game died for the movement wise, anyway. And they're still playing the game, but technically Battlefield should have at least 10,000 concurrent players. They probably do on some type of day, but right now they should have 10,000 players, right? If BO6 can get about 30,000 players playing a day, man, come on, bro. Man, be real. Be real. y'all just do not need to mess up anything, guys. You are all right. So look, what's the point of at? Please do not remove it. Remove it. But please answer this before y'all even consider on thinking of removing it. What makes y'all think that y'all want to implicate all that time to make a type of mechanic that you can slide while shooting, basically from scratch because y'all are on a new engine? What makes y'all think y'all want to change it and then ruin the time frame of the game and make it worse or remove it so y'all can't even add any content in the game? Keep it in the game, but make it in a style that it can be used against people and combated against. You know, balance. We need balance into the next Battlefield. So enough of that little short rant, but it's not really a rant. It's just, you know, constructive criticism because I want the game to succeed heavily. So enough of that. Enough of that. Hope y'all, well, if y'all do see the leaks, just go and see the leaks. Reddit, Twitch, not Twitch, X, formerly known as Twitter. So see those leaks and see how y'all want to say about it or think about it, either or. So that's all I'm gonna say for this video is that I hope y'all like, share, and subscribe, and keep it up, guys. Y'all are doing something different. It might not be good for the looks of it since we're in alpha and people, you know, don't really like the skilled mechanic movement type of, you know, ways of, you know, Battlefield, because they think that looking at BO6's type of mechanics will obviously won't even be Call of Duty style because entirely two different engines and entirely two different paces of speed, you know. Like yeah, you know, y'all know DICE. But at least keep something in the game that's different. The diving, the diving while shooting, right? Stuttering like a mug. The diving while shooting, and you know, what was I just talking about? The crouching, the sliding while shooting with the lean while crouching. You know, all that stuff. Keep it in the game. If y'all are making Battlefield the best type of the best type of game that y'all can make from 6 years, for 6 years, do it with a bang. That's all I'm gonna say. Do it with a bang, guys. Y'all doing so good right now. Yeah, it might be unhealthy, but we need some type of unhealthiness in Battlefield, right? Yeah. So I hope y'all like, share, and subscribe, and comment if y'all have any combatant ideas to my ideas, and I'll be free to share my ideas and my constructive criticism to your ideas because we should all make Battlefield worthwhile. And you know, I'll be in some comments as well. You know, some Reddit comments, whatever. You know, just you know, speak my thoughts. You know. So, all that being said, stay optimistic about Battlefield, the next Battlefield, and when we get it, it's going to be a one-of-a-time Battlefield. 6 years in the making. The new engine is being, you know, developed to the development that it should be. So yeah, why not be optimistic? So yeah, I hope y'all like the video, or like the new leaks anyway. Forget about the video. Like the new leaks and keep the new leaks, you know, booming for the next Battlefield. So yeah, I'm out, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Got a guy throwing incendiary! Tear gas cannon! Those guys aren't fucking around! Ammo up! Incendiary out! Need ammo! Keep the fire going! Got some ammo for you!
Recovery team, headed for the drop package. Attention all units, the package is on its way to the drop.
Incendiary out! Got that one! Get these guys off me!